Good afternoon. For those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Paul Scafidi. I'm town moderator here in Exeter. And the duties of the town moderator, as you may know, is to hold fair and safe elections. And this year, because of where we are and what we're doing in our lives every day, it is also adding this to the safety of the voters, the safety of the workers, and the safety of our families when we do this election this year. So I've been in communications with the state of New Hampshire Secretary of State, like all town moderators have, some town clerks, supervisors of the checklist, and we've been going over different scenarios about the elections season that's upcoming, which starts with the primary on September 8th and then goes to the November 3rd presidentials. So what we're going to talk about today is some of the different ways we're going to be holding our election this year. Normally we have a very simple and easy way to have you come in, register, and go vote and leave. But because of the virus and the different scenarios we're all under, things have changed. So this will be informational of how we're going to do the elections. First of all, the biggest thing we're talking about is absentee ballots. We would like anybody and everybody that wants an absentee ballot to please go on the town website, to the town clerk's site, click on absentee ballots, and click on the coronavirus, the COVID-19 spot, and you'll get a request to send in to the town clerk to get an absentee ballot mailed to you. You then will fill out the absentee ballot and mail it back to us here at the town clerk's office. Or you can hand deliver it to the town clerk's office by Monday, September 7th at 5 o'clock. I know Monday the 7th is also a holiday, it's Labor Day, but the town clerk's office will be open from 3 to 5 on the holiday. So you can hand deliver it that day. You can also have them put it in the mail, and they can be delivered to the town clerk's office and brought to the polling booth by 5 o'clock on Tuesday the 8th. So our suggestion is to please request an absentee ballot. If you do request one and you want to mail it in, we suggest that you mail it in by August 31st. That'll give you 5 days to get the ballot to the town through the United States Postal Service. And you can check on it by going on the town website again to the town clerk's office and actually follow your absentee ballot, or you can call and ask if it's been received. If it hasn't been received, you can come in person and get another one, vote right here in the town offices, and hand it back to the town clerk's office for absentee ballots. So that's the first thing we're doing. We're pushing absentee ballots only because for those that are concerned about the virus, this is a perfect way not to have to come to the ballot, to the voting area on the 8th. Second, everything we do come the voting, if you're coming to the polls, is going to be social distancing. So realize that you will be in a line that you'll have to be 6 feet from the person in front of you and the person behind you. We will have marks on the floor and on the walls to show you where the 6-foot distancing is. When you're outside, there'll be cones set up. We're trying to get as many cones as possible. That'll be 6 feet apart. So you'll have to stand. If you're standing with someone who's part of your household, the two of you can stand together. But if there's somebody in front or back that you don't know, then it's going to be a 6-foot distancing between everybody. The other thing that we're requesting that you do is wear a mask. As town moderator, I do have the authority to require you to wear a mask, but I don't want to do that because it just makes it look like we're trying to cause a problem. But if you show up without a mask, you will be allowed to vote just like the people with the mask. However, there's going to be a complete change in how you vote without a mask to people with a mask. If you come with a mask, you'll be able to go through the normal entryway at the atrium. You walk up the ramp, you go into the Talbot Gym, you'll register, you'll go vote. If you come without a mask, we're asking you to park on the left-hand side of the SST building, which is their front door, It's on Linden Street side. You'll see their front door. There's a small parking lot there to park there. Go up to the sidewalk on Linden Street. Go towards the Talbot Gym. There's another set of stairs. There's also a handicap ramp if you need to use a ramp. There's a set of stairs there. That will be the entrance for the non-masked people. You'll still be coming into the Talbot Gym, but from a different entryway. You'll come in, you'll have your own table with a checklist set up. It's called an alpha checklist. They will make sure that you're a registered voter. You will give them the ID. Then the ballot clerk will go to the regular, to the used checklist where everybody else is checking in, check your name off, come back with the ballot you request, hand it to you. There'll be voting areas set up for you to go and vote, and we will have them separated like normal. And then there'll be a separate ballot machine for you to cast your, voting machine for you to cast your ballot. And then you will leave the way you came in and go back to your car that way. This way, we're not, because the Secretary of State and Dr. Chan, the state epidemiologist, has stated that the people, all the voters, should not be crisscrossing, whether you have a mask or not a mask. They want us to have separate entrances and separate exits for everybody. So you will come in a door that will be only from non-masked people, and you will go out a door to the side of it. If you're a masked person, you'll come in the normal way. There'll be a normal exit out of the Talbot Gym, but instead of taking a right to get down to the atrium, there's another set of doors that you'll be able to walk straight outside. It will have you walk around the building, but it'll end up in the back side of the parking lot. You can find your car and leave. So that's what we're doing for the masked, non-masked people. We want to keep this separate. If you're wearing a mask, please come in the normal entry. If you're not wearing a mask, please go around to the SST main entrance, walk up the sidewalk on Linden Street, and go in the Talbot Gym doorway from Linden Street and leave the same way you came. So that's what we're doing for the mask, no mask, and the voting areas. We will have masks to give out, and there will be these surgical masks. The state is providing us with these masks. If you come to vote and you didn't know you had to wear a mask and you say you want to go get one or have one, we can do that for you. We will give you a mask so you can keep in line, go through the normal process. There'll be no visible electioneering, anything to bring into the building. Once you cross the threshold to the inside the atrium or the Talbot Gym on the Linden side, if you have a hat, a button, a sweatshirt, a scarf, a mask that says somebody's name on it, it doesn't matter what it is. You're not allowed to bring it into the building. You'll be asked to take it off and hide it any way possible. Bring it back to your car, put it under your shirt, whatever. But you cannot bring any electioneering material into the building. When it comes time to vote, when you're when you've been checked in by the ballot clerk, you will be given three things counting the ballot itself. First, you'll be given what is called a secure envelope. That is a folder that will open up. You will open it up, lay it down on the metal table where you'll be casting your ballot. You'll then take the ballot and put it on top of that folder. We will also giving you a pen when you check in, so everybody gets a pen who checks in to vote. The pens are coming from the state of New Hampshire. They're made for these ballots. You'll be given the pen. You will then vote. Once you vote, you will take the pen home with you. We don't want to see it again. We're also going to have a trash can if you want to just throw them away. That's up to you. You will then put your ballot in the folder, fold it up, and have about 2 to 3 inches sticking out at the top. And there'll be instructions on the folder itself, and we'll go over this before the election in September. You'll then take that folder, go up to the machine. You will put it into the front of the machine with enough entry so that the machine will grab the ballot, pull it out of the folder. It'll cast your ballot. You then take the folder home with you. We're asking you not to throw that away because you're going to be asked to bring it back in November and do the same thing again in November. So if you want to keep the pen in the ballot folder, you can also use the ballot folder as a secure folder so no one can see your vote if you're concerned about that. So bring it back in November and you'll be all set. We'll be able to save a few bucks and not have to give them out. One of the things that I talked to you about a few minutes ago was the way we're going to set up the ballot entry and masked, no masked area. But this right here is how the Talbot Gym is, the SST building, the Talbot Gym is here. The entry, the atrium, will be coming up here. You will go in the normal entry, go in this area and vote. If you go in the non-masked area vote, you will come up, park over here. You'll go onto Linden Street, enter right up here, go in through, vote, go back out here, and then go back to your car. And this is the interior of the Talbot Gym, how we have it set up. This is the masked area coming in. This is the no masked area. Up here is Linden Street. So just a little simplification. Supervisor, the checklist is right here. The machines are over here for the masked area. The machine up here for the non-masked area. This is how it's going to look like. Now, when it comes to sanitizing, we were told that you're not to bring in sanitizer. Sanitize your hands before you vote, because the last time we did that, people sanitized. The sanitizing got onto the ballot jammed the machine. We had to bring a tech. We had 2 machines down for about 2 hours. So we asked you not to bring sanitizing material with you. However, the state has changed their mind on that. There will be a sanitizing table when you first come in the atrium door. You'll be able to sanitize your hands. They believe that by the time you get to the voting area, it'll have dried, and you'll be able to take the ballot, vote, and when you leave, there'll be sanitizing solutions. After you leave, you can do your hands again. We ask you not to bring your own sanitizing liquid and use the liquid that we have, that the state is giving us. It's alcohol-based. It should dry quickly. We just want to make sure that machines don't get jammed because of the liquid. Voting. You're going to need an ID. That's been around now for years. Some people complain about it, but you're going to need an ID to make it work. Some sort of ID that you'll have to show the ballot clerk. We ask for a driver's license if you have one, if possible. You'll be having to talk a little bit louder this time because the ballot clerks will be behind plexiglass. And you have to say your name loud enough so they can hear it. You will then, like I said, take the ballot to the booth. You'll be given those pieces of folders and the pens to vote. And when you leave the ballot, you'll remove the pen and the envelope with you. Take it to the envelope and vote. There will be no curtains on the voting booths this year. The red, white, and blue curtains will be not used. You'll be using every other ballot booth. You won't be using side-by-side ballot booths. The state said we can do it as long as everybody has a mask on. The only time I will allow that is if it becomes so overcrowded that we have to move things along. But this year, the ballot is just a one-page ballot for both the Democrat and the Republicans, so it shouldn't take that long to do your voting duties. Just fill them out, take it with you, vote it, and then you can leave. So with any luck, everybody's in and out within 5 minutes, and the booths will stay relatively clear, and we can get people to move on. Again, I want to talk about absentee ballots, and I'm going to say it one more time before I close. We want you to vote absentee. Go to the town website, go to the town clerk's site, click on absentee ballots, click on COVID-19, get your request, send it into the town. Town will mail you back a ballot. Send it in before August 31st. Everything will be great and easy. Now, the other item that we're going to do this year, which is on the books, and we don't use it very much. It's very rarely used. It's called curbside voting. What curbside voting is, if you're nervous about coming into the building and you want to go vote, we will have it set up outside on the Linden Street property, or on the Linden Street sidewalk, where you'll be able to bring your car up to a ballot area where there'll be a clerk with what is called an alpha checklist that'll check you off that you're a registered voter. You will then be given an absentee ballot and the envelopes that they come in. You'll be allowed to vote right there, check off what you want, whether you want a Democrat or a Republican ballot. You'll be able to do your voting duty, put it in the envelope, put it inside the second envelope, seal it, hand it back to the ballot clerk. The ballot clerk will then consider it an absentee vote. He will then or she will then bring it inside. It'll be put in with the other absentee ballots and be counted just like normal absentee ballots. So that's going to be curbside voting. The other thing you can do with curbside voting, if you have an absentee ballot and you haven't mailed it in yet and you want to hand deliver it, but you don't want to go through the line and wait for everybody, you can pull into the curbside voting with your car, drive up, hand the ballot to the ballot clerk, and drive away. It's just like absentee voting again. So that's an easy way to do it, but you have to have an already absentee ballot to do that, or you can get in line and do curbside voting, which is drive up, we'll check you in, give you an absentee ballot, you'll fill it out, envelope it, send it back, and away you go. That's an easy way of doing it. It'll help us, but we wish you would do it through the mail like I've talked before. I've talked about the entry and exits. It's going to be different this year, so keep an eye on that. The absentee drop-off we talked about, and I'm going to do it one more time. Absentee ballots, please, if you can do it, please. We would love you to do an absentee ballot. Now, as a second item or a sub-item to this whole day, I'm looking for 2, if not 3, assistant moderators. The problem we have with this is, A, you have to be a registered voter. It's not a problem, I shouldn't say that. B, you have to be naturally live in Exeter. And when I'm looking for are Republican people, registered Republicans, to help us as assistant moderators. I already have 2 Democrats assistant moderators, but by state law, I have, for every Democrat, I have to have a Republican. For every Republican, I have to have a Democrat. So I'm looking for 2 people who want to spend some time helping us at the polls to be assistant moderators. What you'll do is you'll be working at counting and opening up absentee ballots, and wherever I deem necessary where you can go and help us out. It would be great if I could get at least 2 registered Republicans to give me a call or call the town clerk's office and tell them you're interested to be an assistant moderator. Also, we're looking, just in case, if you're interested in working the polls, to give Andy Kohler, our town clerk, a call. She can always use additional ballot clerks. It's a long day. We start at 7 in the morning. We finish at 8 at night. We need people to help us during the day. Those are long days. People have to go to lunch, take breaks, make sure that we have people to cover it so the lines don't get too long. So if you're interested in doing that, it'd be great. Give us a call. Call the town clerk's office, and we'll see what we can come up with. And finally, the last thing, next to last thing, is there won't be any public bathrooms in the school. The state is requesting that we don't have the bathrooms open only because of the amount of the volume of people. So I'm sorry about that. The bathrooms will not be for the voter to go and vote. After they vote to use the bathrooms, you'll have to wait till you get back to your house or wherever you came from. So the bathrooms will not be open to the voter. We're asking people also that come with their kids. The kids are to be masked. They won't be allowed to run around, walk around, do what kids normally do, which is fine on a normal time. But again, make sure if you're bringing the kids with you that they hang around where you are and do the social distancing as well. I will be going to other webinars for the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks. The Secretary of State is having webinars for the moderators, and if anything changes in that time, I'll come back on air and we'll give you an update of what's going on and how it is all shaking out. I don't know what the Secretary of State's office has in plan, but I'm told we're going to be doing it every Thursday morning at 9 o'clock. So you may see me more than you really want to, but sorry about that. I think that's it. Hopefully, again, you'll use your absentee ballot to vote this year to help us out. This is going to be a dry run for the November election. We're anticipating anywhere from 2,500 to 3,500 people to vote during the primary. At the presidential, we're anticipating somewhere around 9,500 people to vote. And when that happens, it's a long day and it's a busy day. So anything you can do to help us move this along would be greatly appreciated. I appreciate your time.